Good day to you. Today I wanted to quickly go over setting up a template in using Cwicly for WordPress 6.3.1. Okay, and this is for WooCommerce, and it's the products archive page or the products page. Okay, so to get Cwicly, you would go to cwicly.com. Okay, they've got an option to try it for free, or else you can have a look at their pricing models. So I'm going to scroll down, and what I'm going to do through this video is just basically walk through their documentation. So they've got some documentation here. I've already been through the documentation, and I'm looking to achieve something. So if you have a look here, they've got a section called WooCommerce, okay, and then they've got an archive page, all right. And so they've got these very nice photos, and this is the what they've designed their notes on. So their pictures and all of that look a lot better than the ones I've got. I'm going to just show you what I'm trying to achieve. This is sort of what I'm trying to achieve, where I've got the name, I've got this, and then I've got a bar now. And this at the moment is a button, but it doesn't display really as a button as much because I haven't added all the fancier features. But it is a button, and you would be able to link it to a bar now option. And the other thing is you see this previous 1, 2, 3 and the next. So we want to just be able to add this and display it and be able to switch between these pages. And so that's what this documentation walks through. And so I want to just show you how to achieve this. Okay. So it's basically taking the products page from WooCommerce. You can go and check all your products. You have to have some products in your setup. Okay, I've just got a few products, and I also haven't set up my all of what they've got here. But like I say, we'll go through it, and I'll add whatever settings I can. All right. So it says here, create a product catalog template. Open the themer in the Cwicly tab of the dashboard, in the templates tab. Select product catalog template. So you see there it's got Cwicly and it's got themer. So Cwicly and themer. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go out of that. I'm going to open up my website, and this should be it here. Yeah. Okay. I've already got a template set up, but I'm going to go and recreate it. Okay. So if we go to Cwicly and themer, you can see I've got a couple of templates here, and this is the product catalog one. If I click on edit, I've already converted it from the WooCommerce Classics to a blocks one, so it looks a little bit different. Okay. What I normally do is I go here, and so basically I've added a section in here, and then this is the original from WooCommerce. Okay. So I can delete that, and that's what they're suggesting is you delete this, and you delete the this one was my one I created. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. I'm also actually happy to delete this. And they generally recommend you can also delete your header and footer. Okay, I'm not going to go ahead and delete the header and footer. I'm going to just leave it there. Okay, I'm going to click on save so that it's starting off blank. So when we go back to the documentation, you will see and it's open the themer in the Cwicly tab. In the templates tab, select product catalog template, which we've done. You can choose to keep the WooCommerce defaults. Alternatively, with Cwicly, we will be building our own, so we will remove them. Okay, and so it shows you that. So the template should look like this. It's got basically nothing in it. Okay, And so normally with everything on blocks, it adds a paragraph, and it says we need to activate the quick inserter. Okay, the quick inserter, if you click on here, it shows you how to activate the quick inserter. So you go to the Cwicly quick inserter, allows you to swiftly add blocks to your page without having to delve into the block inserter. Okay, and so it's got that. I think that might be the inserter tab. I've already got it on my website. Let's just go there anyway. Yeah, so you can see I've already got it. And the way that they said that you would enable it is you go to global styles. It's global styles here, and what did they say? Global styles, then the settings tab, and then that. So let's just go to the settings tab, and then this here, and it's called Quick Flex. Okay, and so that's what that is. Doesn't change. Okay, but anyway, that's what that is. Quick inserter is called Quick Flex now. Alright, so that's one of them. Okay, so that's been sorted out. So the next thing is to add a section. So I'm going to go ahead and add a section. If you can either add it over here, this is a section over here, or you can click on this plus sign. Okay, so that's a footer, so I don't want to do that. I just want to go here. I'm going to add a section, and okay, so there it's added a section. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to work on this, and okay, it's actually added it to that, so it explains why they wanted us to remove the header. I'm actually going to just delete this section because it's going to put it in the header. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to say add after over here, and there I've got my paragraph button, and so I can create a section. There we go, Cwicly section. There we go. This is the correct way. Okay, so we got our section. Then we go back to our notes. Okay, so we've got our section. In the primary tab, open the layouts tab and a column direction. Okay, so if you look at that, it says primary, so we've selected section, primary, that columns, and then the direction. Okay, and this also selects flex. So let's go and do that. We've got our section selected, we've got our primary, we've got our layout, we're saying flex, and we're wanting columns, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that's set. Then the next thing, we've got to add a div with a cell. You see there, it says with the section selected, add a div. So let's go ahead and add a div. The section selected, I'm going to add it over here, and there's the div with the Cwicly thing on. Okay, so now I've got the div over here. Alright, and then we add a div. Okay, so it says rename the titles div, as it will contain the brand name and the archive title. I've found that I can't rename my my divs. It doesn't let me double click and rename like they show. So I don't know if they've changed that or it's relocated somewhere else, but I can't seem to change the name. Okay, but I'm alright with that. So with the primary tab open, the layout tab, we're going to go back to set our div. We select our div, we go to primary, go to layout, flex, and we're going to have a downward thing. Okay, so we've got our div selected, we've got the primary, we've got our layout, we've got our flex, and we've got it down. Okay, I'm just going to save that for now. Okay, so that covers that one. In the margin and padding tab, set a 50 pixel bottom margin. So as you can see, we go to primary, and then that's the margin tabs, and then we set that down one to 50. Okay, so let's go and do that. Our margins and padding here, and we say 50. Okay, I'm going to say save on that. Alright. Okay, so the next thing is to add a heading, and it says brand heading. With the titles div selected, add a heading. Okay, yeah, so what I did was I just added a heading, but and I just left it as brand name. So I'm just going to do it over here, add a block, and we want to add a heading block, so we can just search, and I'm looking for the Cwicly version of it. Okay, and like I say, I can't change this, so I'm just going to type it out here. I'll say brand name. Okay, I believe they changed the font and stuff in their version. With the brand name heading selected, input required text, style text as required. So it shows you there that you go to primary, font, you got a heading, you can choose the font, you can choose the size, you can choose the spacing, and you can choose, they've obviously chosen all capitals. And so that's, you can do that. I'm not going to go ahead and change anything on this. Okay, so I'm leaving it like that. Then the next one is going to be title heading, and it says with the titles div selected, add a heading. Okay, so when I go back here and I go to this div, I must add another heading. So I'm just going to click on this add block, add another heading, and what did they call it this time? Rename the title heading, and input required title. So I'm just going to say title heading, so we know that that's what this one is, title heading. Okay, style as required. Again, they've chosen the primary and the font, and then they say preset the font, the size, the weight, spacing. Okay, and then you can choose how you want your layout, your typing to be, if you want to do any adjustments on it. Okay, so this is the fun part. The next part is to add a query template. All right, so, and it says here with the section selected, add a query. Okay, so this is sometimes something that we tend to not always check up on, but with a section we can come here and we can say add a block, and we're looking for a query block. So this is a query block over here. You can see it just comes up with a blank block. You can see it's got a add query to add a query template. So I must click on that add a query template. Okay, so over here click on add a query template. This is what it looks like. You see there it's got query and query template. Okay, then the query template. In the layout of the primary tab, set a row gap of 50 pixels and set a column gap of 50 pixels. Okay, and so it gives you a sign there. You've got to select the query template, choose primary, choose layout, choose 50 for row gap and column gap. So let's go and see if we can find those settings. We got our query template selected, we've got primary, we've got our layout, we got our grid, and then here we go, we got our 50 and our 50. Okay, so we say save. We've achieved that goal. Okay. In the spacing tab of the margin and padding tab, set a bottom margin of 90 pixels. They've changed it back here to 50, so I'm going to leave it at 50, but let's go ahead and choose the design, and I believe it's this one, and it was that bottom one, 50. Yeah. Okay, so we choose save. Alright, so that is the spacing done. Front end rendering. Let's set up the query block before adding blocks to the query template. With query selected, in the primary tab and the settings tab, toggle off inherit query from URL, toggle on front rendering. So basically we've got to select the query tab, then we choose primary, choose the settings, and then we choose front end rendering. So let's go ahead and do that. Query, primary, setting, inherit. We want to turn that on and turn that off. We can go save. Okay, so we've made the two modifications. Okay, in the primary tab, open the query editor. So you can see this got query, primary, and then the query editor. Okay, so let's go and do that. Query, primary, query editor. Now we've got our our modal. This is called a modal, and it's popped up. Okay, the next thing is the query editor. In the posts drop down, select products. Okay, so in here we've got this, and we choose products. Okay, and then it's done. Products allows you to set the parameters for the product catalog. Find product, click dynamic icon to activate. So you see there, it's got product, source is WordPress URL, and then we got category. So let's try and go and change ours. We choose product, and I think we chose category. Select source, WordPress, and we're saying category. Category. URL parameter and category. Okay, I believe that is all for the product. Okay, and then the next thing is pagination. So let's go back. We can choose pagination, choose number of items. We choose 6. That's what they've got here, pagination and 6. Okay. dynamic icon to activate set source to WordPress. So this is under the page. We're going to say WordPress URL parameter, and we're going to say pager for pagination. Okay, pagination there, WordPress post URL and pager. Okay, then it wants a taxonomy. I don't have any taxonomy set up, so I'm not going to follow the taxonomy one. This one is when you've got products, the colors and the size and all of that, and you want to filter by the taxonomies. This comes into play. You see it's adding a color over here, and then they tell you how to add the next taxonomy, so you can size and a color. And then the third taxonomy they've got is brand, so product. Okay, so you can go ahead and read this taxonomy documentation, but I haven't set up any taxonomies on mine, so that's why I'm not going to do that one. But the meter query, I'm going to, I think I'm happy with the meter query if I'm not mistaken, because that's the price, yes. So now we're going to add the field for the price of the stuff. So we go to meter query, and then we say add new, and we change the name to meter query price. Okay, and then I just need to read what they said. So we add the plus. Okay, we change the name to meter query price. We add an underscore price to the meter key field, and then we'll have WordPress URL and price. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, meter key underscore price, and was that the meter value? Yeah, meter value. Okay, so we choose meter value, select source, WordPress, and I believe it should be URL parameter, and we've got price. Okay, just click on save. Yep, okay, so that is correct. And then meter compare, they've said in between, so we changed the meter compare value to between, and then it also says we must change the meter type to numeric. So let's go and do that. This meter over here, we say between, and we choose numeric, and save that. Okay. And now it says we need to set up the query template. With the query template selected, add a div. This will contain archive content. Save and refresh the query. So we can close this modal down, and we can say with query template, what did they want us to do? The query template, add a div. Okay, so we need to add a div. So we've got that, and we just go here and we say we want to add a div. There we go, we've got a div. Now there's some changes that they made to the div. Okay, save and refresh. Rename the content div. Set flex display and column direction. So we go back to our div. We go to primary, layout, flex, down. Okay, so let's do that. primary, layout, flex down. Okay, we sort that out. Yeah, and that was on the div, hey? Okay, yeah, so that's been done. With the content div selected, add a div that will contain the images and icon. Okay, so we're basically just adding another div. So I'm going to go and do that. With the div selected, we're going to say we want to add another div, and then that would have been the icons and images and icons div. Okay. Set the display and column direction on the primary tab. So I'm going to do that for that div as well. You can see it's that last div selected. So we've got the last div selected, we've got primary, we've got layout, we've got flex, and we've got down. Okay. That's that done. To space the div from the following elements, let's add a bottom margin, primary tab, margin, and padding. So you can see it's got primary, margin, and then we're going to have a 15, and that's still on the last div. Okay, so let's go and do that. So we've got our last div selected, primary, margin, and padding, and over here, and we've got 15. Okay, done our 15 pixels. With the image and icon div selected, add an image. Alright, and then rename it product image. Okay, and then in the primary tab, open the source and set it up with WordPress, featured image, and that's it for there. Okay, so data source would be data's WordPress. WordPress will be featured image. Okay, so let's go and do that. So with this div selected, we're going to add, and they want us to add an image. So we can choose the Cwicly image. Okay, and then with the image selected, we're going to primary, dynamic. Yeah, we want dynamic. We chose WordPress, and we said featured image. So there's the featured image. Okay. Alright. So the next thing that they do is they ask us to change the dimensions. So over here it says we go to primary there, and we set the height to 330 and the width to 100. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm happy with the images the way they are, but yeah, it's just something that you can take note of. You can see that the images are deformed, so we set the object fit to cover, find object fit, set cover in drop down. And so this is another thing where underneath object you choose cover, and then I would fix up the misproportion. Let's just do it anyway so we can see what it looks like. Yeah, so we've got the image selected. We're going to size, we're going to 330 pixels and 100, and what happens over here, you see you've got all the different dimensions. So we're going to just click on 100%, and over here they said cover, and so that fixes that option. Okay, so find fit, set cover. Okay, to soften the look, set an equal 5 pixel radius, design tab. So we're going to go to design tab, border, yeah, and then set up the radius. Okay, so let's go on the image. We're still on the image. We want to go to the design, we want to go to borders, and what is that, radius and width. Okay, So we're setting it to 5. Okay, so that's set. So it just makes the corners look a little bit neater. Okay. We need to add a favorites icon with the image and icon div selected. We now add an icon. So basically, now we add an icon, and then we got to go. So you see there, it's called favorite icon. So let's just go and do that, and then we go to primary that, and we choose the icon. Okay. So with the div selected, not the image, we're going to say we want to add a block, and we're looking for an icon, and it's got the Cwicly little logo sign on it. So now we've got an icon. Okay, primary icon, and we choose over here, and we go and we're looking for a heart. Okay, we choose that heart, and you'll notice that we've got 2 states, off and on. Okay, so you need to have that on, and then the size, I think they set it to 20, so you can see it's starting to show. At the moment it's on the bottom left, but they move it up to the top right or top left. And let's just go and see where they're suggesting. Okay, so we here select the required heart icon, which we did. Okay, set the required size. Okay, so they've set it to 22, not 20. The favorite icon is not very visible, so let's move it to a more peaceful, useful place. In the design tab, open the layout tab and position tab. Set an absolute position of 10 pixels from top and 10 pixels from right. So you can see there the design tab, the layout, then position absolute 10 10. Okay, so let's go and see if we can do that. Go over here, change that to 22. We're going to go to the design. I think it was it this one, or no, it was layouts. Then we went to position, said absolute, and we said 10, and we said 10. Okay, click on save. Alright, so we got that, and then select the content div and open the design tab, the layout tab, and the position tab, and set position to relative. Okay, so we have to use the content div, which was that, not the image, the content div. Okay, so it's just under the query template. Okay, then we want to go to design, layout, and that, and relative. Okay, so let's go and do that. So this is it under the query template. Then we chose design, layout, there, relative. Okay, we got that saved, so that sorts that out. In the background tab and the colors tab, open the color picker. Okay, so we choose design, then the background, and the color picker. Okay, and we want to make the background a certain color. It's going to be all white. Okay, so let's choose that. Favorite icon store, design relative, and then so this should actually be that we need to select the icon. I haven't mentioned that in the document, but that's what you want. We're only adjusting the background for the icon. So we're going to design, we're going to background, we're going to colors, and we're choosing a background color, and I normally just take out an F and put another F there, and it's happy. Okay, so now it's white and you can see it on this side. Okay, then choose a white background to improve the visibility. So we've got that effect. Let's set a pleasant hover effect. So enter the hover mode. And then they've chosen the hover to be D1, D1, D1. So I'm going to choose that. Okay. So we go there. We've got this one, and we choose our hover, and then our background, and we change this to D1, D1, D1. Okay, and so there you can see it's on the hover, and when we change to normal it's white, and when we're on hover it's grey. Okay. Background tab, colors, set a required hover background, return to normal mode. Okay, let's style the icon. Okay, so it does say return back to normal mode. In the borders, we want to go and put 100% radius, design, borders, and then that. Okay, so let's go and have a look. We've still got our icon, returning back to normal. Okay, and we're going to borders, radius and width, and we're wanting 100. I think that they choose percentage. Yeah, I think they chose percentage, and because it's got the link, it's going to automatically add it to all four. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So that's been sorted. I just want to escape out of that. The icons look squeezed. In the margin and paddings tab, set an equal 10 pixel thing. So we go to the design, the margin and padding, and then we set it to 10. Okay. So design, margins and padding, and we set that to 10. Okay, so you see how it's gone all around and it looks a bit more prettier. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's add a transition to the hover effect for a smoother look. In the effects tab and the transition tab, click the plus icon and transition. So you see there it's got design, transition, and then the time, and then we're going to click an add button, and we're going to add 0.06 of the duration. Okay, I believe that should be all of it. So let's go to our page, go to design. Yeah, we're on design, and it was the design, that one. Let's go design, effects, timing, the plus sign, property. Is it property? I think it was duration 0.6 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, duration and 0.6. Okay, so we've added a duration. Select the content div and add a div to contain the product details. Okay, so let's go back there and then just click on save, click on this div. We want to add another one. We're going to add a div, and that's going to be the content details. Okay, let's go back, content div, rename its product details. Okay, in the primary tab and the layouts tab, set flex display. So we need to have a look. We've got our primary, because there's our div, primary, layout, flex, to the right and center, and space between. So let's go and do that. We've got our div, We're going to choose primary, choosing our layout, we're going flex, we're going there, we're going in the middle, and we're choosing space between. Okay, save. Yeah, and we can escape from that. Okay. In the margin and paddings tab, set a 2 pixel bottom margin. So we're going to go to the bottom margin and set that. Div padding and margins. I want to set it 2. Let's save. Okay. That's done. With the product details div selected, add a paragraph to contain the title. Okay, so we're going to add a paragraph, and then that's going to be product title. And then on the product title, we're going to use a dynamic content. So open the dynamic content, and then we're going to select WordPress, and then we're going to say post title. Okay, so let's go and do that. So in here we want to add a paragraph, a Cwicly one. Okay, because only Cwicly will give us this dynamic value thing. And then we can choose WordPress, and we said something about post title. And yeah, and the nice thing about it is then we can also align it center, or yeah, we can generally format the text to be centered. Center around. Yeah, there we go. Save. Okay. So we don't want to adjust the whole div. Yeah, okay, but that's just the paragraph. Okay, so that's fine. So we've done the post title, which is right. Let's add some style to the product title. Open the typography and set the suitable size and weight, and capitalize. So you can see their primary, that's 20 and 500, and then the start of a capital letter. So let's go primary font size was 20, weight was 500, I think. 500 there, and I chose that. Okay, save. Let's go back. Yeah, 500. Okay, so we've done all of that. With the products details div selected, add a button. So we're going back to our div over here, and we're saying add, and we want to add a button. Okay, so we add a button, and this is buy now. Buy now. When we click on here, you see add a button. Rename it to buy now button. Input buy now. Add a suitable color. I'm going to use their default color, B47500, primary that. So let's go and do that. Primary that, and text, and B4700, I think it was. 500. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we got that. Okay. Adjust the font size as required. They used a size 15. Let's go and do that. Okay, text, we're happy with that. On that font size 15. Okay. Now we need to set up the link for the Buy Now button. So click the link icon to open the link modal. Type your URL, set source to static, and select or input target URL. So they just show us a sample of run.com, and it shows there's a link at the top. So if I go here and I need to know where the thing is, where the Buy Now property is, but I don't know that, so I'm not going to change it. But you can see it says URL static, and then you put in your URL. So I'm just going to have it going back to the main page. So this page over here, but you would basically want it to sort of go to wherever you linking your Buy Now. Okay, and then that's added as a link. Okay, yeah, select the content div and add a paragraph to contain the price. Okay, so content div, let's go and do that. I believe that should be the content div, if I'm not mistaken. It should be under the query template. Yep, content div, and we're gonna add a paragraph, and we're gonna name it product price, and then on there we're gonna select dynamic. We're gonna go WooCommerce, and we're gonna say price, and then we're gonna say formatted text currency. So let's do that. We've got our div selected. We're adding a paragraph, and in that we're choosing dynamic. We're going to choose WooCommerce. We're saying price, and the type is formatted text currency. Okay, and then you can also do whatever you want with the font. You can select a different font if you like. Let's try and choose Montserrat. I'm actually just going to type it. There we go, Montserrat. I want it to be 30. I would like the text color. I'm happy with a blue, so I'll just choose that. Go there, go like that. Okay, and you can also choose it centered. You could have it underlined. You could have it on the top. You could have whatever you want through it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Then, so yeah, formatted. Okay, select in the typography tab, set the thing. So we've done that. You can choose a weight of 600 if you like. So yeah, let's go and change our weight to 600. There we go. Got a nice bold price. Okay, and then now we're adding pagination. So it says, now let's set up the pagination to separate digital content into different pages so your visitors can navigate between different pages by clicking links, usually in the form of numbers at the bottom of each page. Select the query block and add a query pagination block. Okay, so I'm going to go to the query, and then I've got to add a query pagination block. So let's go and do that. We've got our query at the top here, and we're going to add a new block, and we're saying pagination. Pagination. There we go. Query pagination. Okay. So we got that. We're going to say dismiss. I believe that's what they said we can do. We can choose the dismiss option. Now let's set up the layout. With the query pagination block selected in the primary tab, open the layout one and select the flex. So you've got primary, layout, flex, that, and the space between. Okay, so we've got our query pagination. We're choosing primary, we're choosing layout, we're choosing flex, choosing that, choosing center, and we're choosing that. Okay. So we've done all of that. Add a button which will be used to navigate to the previous screen. Okay, so it's a button, a normal button. Yeah, it is just a normal button. Okay, so let's go and add our button. There we go, it's got it. And we're going to just call it Prev. Alright, we're happy with our button, and let's go previous button. Let's add some styling. On hover, let's change the text color. So if you go and have a look at we change the hover primary, style hover, and then we're going to use 7D as the hover color. Okay, so it's like a gray color. So we're going there, choosing that, we're choosing hover, choosing text, and we're going 7D, 7D, 7D. Okay, and there we've got our hover, and we can go back to normal, go save, and return to normal mode. Let's add a transition to give a smooth effect. So we go to design, time, and that, and we're going to add a 0.4 duration. Okay, so let's go to there. We return back to normal. We're going to design, we're going to effects, we're going to transition, and we're choosing 0.4. Save and save. Okay, yep, we got it. Set the appropriate size of the typography. They've chosen 20, so let's go and choose ours. Design, typography, size 20. Okay, go to save. Then we're going to let's set up the previous arrow. So open the icons tab and toggle active on, and make sure that we choose a arrow that's suitable for our needs. Okay, so yeah, there we got our arrow. Okay, so basically we're going back. We want to go to our icons thing. Is it primary? Yeah, icon. We want to toggle on here. We want to go arrow. We want to choose that arrow. Then we want to choose a size. It was 18, and we want a 5 spacing. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got that. Choose a suitable size and spacing. So it's 18 and 5. Yep. Okay. Then the layout tab. In the layout tab, set a flex display, row direction, and align center. So we're choosing primary, flex, the right, and the center. Okay. So we go back to our primary. We don't need colors. We want to do we have to select any query tab? No. In the layout tab, So in the layout tab, set the flex direction. Okay. But it should actually be that we select the previous thing, the query. Symbol size and space, okay. They're not mentioning that, huh? We've just got the previous, so it's fine. Okay, yeah, it's the whole previous. Design, layout, flex, row, and center. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, design there and center. Okay, let's link the previous button to the previous query or page. With the pagination button selected, open the link modal, set type to action. Okay, set action to previous query. Okay, so those are the two things that we have to set it. So let's go and do that. We've still got our previous button selected. We click link and it's got an action, and we go to previous query. Okay, we can save that. Alright, now let's add the query pagination numbers block. The query pagination numbers block is automatically linked to the query, so no need to attach it. With the query pagination block selected, add a query pagination numbers block. Okay, so we go here and we say query pagination, okay, and we say add a block, and we want a numbers block. So let's just type numbers, and you see query pagination numbers. Okay, so there it's got our query pagination numbers. Alright, let's go to space the numbers in the margin and padding tab. Add a 10 pixel right and left margin. So we go to the primary, that's margins, and then we go set left and right margin. Okay, so we go to primary, we go to margins and padding, we go 10 pixels here and 10 pixels there. Okay, you won't see it appearing right here, but it will appear. It will work. Let's add a color to the pagination numbers and the typography. So they've also got the design, that 70 and the 20. Okay, so let's do that. We've got our numbers, we've got our design, we've got our font there. We're going to choose our 70. Okay, and I think we chose 20 for that. Let's go save. Was that the hover, or was it? No, 20. So we are correct. Yeah. Okay. Now let's add the next button to allow your users to navigate to the following page. To speed things up, let's copy the styles of the previous button block. In the navigator, select the previous button block using the keyboard shortcuts. So I don't use any keyboard shortcuts, but what I do is I use the duplicator option. So I just go here and I say duplicate, and then I'll move it down below there. And you can see it's got previous, and instead of that we want the name to be next, so I'll just put in next. Then we go to primary and say our icon, and we want to change the arrow. We want it to be a different arrow. we want it to be on the right side. We're happy with everything else, but we just change this to after, and then we can go save, and that solves all of that. Literally just doing the exact same things as I've told you. Choose the right one after, and now you have open the link modal and change the action from previous query to next query. That's the last one that I've forgotten to change. So we go and we open that, and we go to next query. There we go. Save that. Okay. Yeah. And then now you can view your archive page. Alright, and so this is where they don't really give you too much details, but I've created it and I've called it product catalog. So what I normally do is I go out of it. So I'll just go back here, go back there, go back. Okay, and then I go to appearance. No, I go back to Cwicly. I go to Thema, and I've got a product catalog, and I'm going to say duplicate this, and I'm going to say product catalog v4. Okay, because I've got a few versions. So now it's created the same thing, but it's just in a different name, v4. Okay, and so there's got my title, and this has got all my navigation and my settings. Okay, so I'm going to go back out. I'm going to go to pages. I'm going to say add new page. And this is the thing. You see here, this changes default, and then it says to index, and I click on index, and I choose a drop down, and I say I want to use product catalog 4. Okay, and then I add a title, and I'm going to just call this Cwicly product set 4. Okay, and I'll say publish. Alright, and so this is where the page is. So I'm just going to click on view page, and there it is. It's got all my products on it. It's gone a big arrow, but I don't know why. Sometimes it does this, and all that I've gone to do is I've gone back into Cwicly. I've gone back to settings, and I just tell it to regenerate these block HTML and the block CSS and the global CSS, and you can see it's showing there process 5 out of 17, 10 out of 17. So this process takes a little while, but eventually the page comes out the way that you expected it to, and that's basically it. That's how to create a product archive page using Cwicly. It's a bit of a long method, but I just wanted to show you that they've got good documentation, and the fact that you can still do it. Some of the images are a bit outdated, but hopefully this video helps you stay up to date and learn the new ways of where everything is. So yeah, I'm gonna pause it for now and fix up the CSS things, and then I'll show you the result. Okay. So the thing that I had to do was I had to go, I went back to the Cwicly settings, I regenerated all 4 of these options. Okay, then I went back to the themer, and I went into the new template that I duplicated. Okay, I clicked on the edit option, and then what I did was I just chose one of those images that were too big. I chose this, and I went to the icon and I changed this to 8, and I choose save, and then I changed it back to 18. And so after that, it's now changed and updated to the correct way. So as you can see, my hover for my hearts works. I can click on the buy now button and it'll take me to the home page. Alright, so I see this is quite a long video, but thank you for your patience and understanding. Please speed it up if you really need to, but hopefully that gives you some insight into creating a product archive page for WordPress using Cwicly. Thank you, good luck, bye.